Here we have a 1962 Empire 208 turntable with a 1971 SME 3009 Series 2 unimproved tonearm. It's been comprehensively rebuilt and is ready for enjoyment. Let me just turn it on so you can see how quickly the platter comes up to speed at 33. There it goes. Boom. Ready to go. Now let me show you how to change speed on this turntable. First of all, you have to turn it off, let it wind down. And I will say that when the motor gets good and warmed up after you played a side of a record or so, the platter takes even longer to spin down. Right now, this is from a cold start. So anyway, you remove this motor cover here, just pops right off. Excuse me. And you can see there's a 3-step pulley for the 3 steps. So you just move the belt down to the middle step on the pulley, and the belt self-positions itself once you turn it on. And again, it goes immediately up to speed. I'll show you 78 speed as well, because that is something to behold. And I think the video is going a little bit out of focus, so I apologize for that. I'm doing this on my crummy phone. I'm going to cheat and try and slow down the motor a little bit. It's got a lot of torque and a lot of flywheel effect. Anyway, so you pull it down to the larger step at the bottom of the pulley, turn it on, and immediately it gets up to speed for 78s. All right, I'm going to shut this off. I want to show you a feature that I think is really cool, and I wonder why more turntables don't have this feature. It seemed to be more common in the 50s and 60s, but not so much with modern turntables. Maybe because it costs more to manufacture, I don't know. But as you can see, in the middle of the platter, there is a pop-up spring-loaded 45 adapter built in, which I think is just brilliant. Look at that. And when you're done playing 45s, just push it in, give it a little rotate, locks in place. I think that's great. Okay, so let me show you the arm a little bit. This is a 1971 SME 3009 Series 2 unimproved tonearm. This is one of the last of the so-called unimproved turntables that SME put out. I think in 72 is when the improved version was introduced. Most people prefer this arm to the later version. The end stub, you can see it couples to the main arm tube. I'm going out of focus a little bit again. I'm going to pause this and refocus. Hold on. Okay, as I was saying, you can see that the end stub of the arm, this piece here, connects to the main arm tube. The original way it was configured was there was a couple of rubber grommets inside that were attached to a very thin rod. And over time, those grommets fail and the arm starts to sag. I purchased from a seller in Australia through eBay some aftermarket, like more rigid tubes that actually insert into this and are glued into place. So this will never sag. This is a permanent fix. So you're good to go with that. I also did a conversion from the original 4-pin internet junction connection, whatever you want to call it, which was really bad. It was loose, it had tarnish on it, so it caused hum. I just took that out and I replaced it with a RCA jack conversion that enables you to use whatever cables you want with this tonearm. I'm presently using a couple of modest AudioQuest Evergreens. They work fine. But you can replace them with whatever you want. I'm going to lift this up so you can kind of see inside a little bit. I hope you can see the arm. I don't want to lift it up too much because oil will leak out of the bearing well. But you can see the rewiring there. And I'm going to show you the motor on this thing. It's a thing of beauty. It's a German-made Papst motor, very powerful. The date code that I saw on the motor was from 1961, but I see 1962 date stamps elsewhere on this turntable. So that kind of gives you a sense of its vintage. This motor does make a little bit of noise, but it's not mechanical noise. It is basically the sound of a fan, the same kind of sound you get from a fan because of the rotors. It is not intrusive unless if you're in a very small room and you're in a small room that's very quiet. You'll hear it a little bit, but in a larger room like the one I'm in right now, I don't think you can. You probably can barely hear it. It's really not an issue, and it's not something you hear when the music's playing. But I just wanted to say that in the interest of disclosure, and that is perfectly normal for turntables with a Papst motor like this. So there you have it. 1962 Empire 208 turntable for sale. Comprehensively serviced, new motor grommets, polished the Platter bearing, did a bunch of work on the motor to get that back to spec. This thing is good to go and be enjoyed for many more decades. Thank you. Bye-bye.